neither Donald Trump nor Hillary Clinton is spending money like gangbusters on political ads, at least not as much as the campaigns spent 4 years ago. A top ad tracking agency predicts spending in this year's presidential race will reach $2.8 billion, about $300 million less than President Obama and Governor Romney spent combined. That's mainly because the Trump campaign has not advertised nearly as much as most modern candidates, and Hillary Clinton is holding back as well, at least for now. Why? Let's talk about it with Mark Larson, a radio host in Southern California. Eric Schiffer is a contributor for the Washington Times and Newsweek. Why aren't these campaigns spreading the wealth around like they normally do? Mark, let's go to you first. Television advertising generally drives campaigns.
Sure. The angst you hear, the groan, is from all those people who normally get the commissions and are waiting for that, and all the other consultants. But why should they spend money? We've talked a lot about why Trump gets pressure. Why isn't he spending more? Well, he gets all the free media. And let's remember, Hillary Clinton is getting some of that, a lot of that from mainstream media as well. So, again, this is an unconventional political year. So just because it was one way in 2012 doesn't mean it should be automatically this way. It's anything but conventional. The other issue is that Hillary Clinton is not all that lovable. I mean, you look at just up the road in Hollywood here, she gets the checks written, but not the way Obama got them written in 2008 and 2012.
Eric, during the primaries, Donald Trump said that, he didn't need to advertise the way some of his then adversaries were because he gets so much free media coverage. Is that, in fact, the case?
Look, there's no question he gets a tremendous amount of free media. I mean, there's absolutely, that is the case. I think, however, in this situation, you're likely going to see a different strategy as we get closer. We're talking now, we're getting into the 5-week range. I think in the next few weeks, you're going to see a surge. And I believe that will also happen with Clinton. This is a much faster news cycle. It's a much faster media world that we live in. And so the closer you can get to the actual date, the better. It's just like a movie. In other words, you typically don't see ads until the last few weeks. I believe that's going to happen.
But last month, for instance, Hillary Clinton spent $32 million on campaign advertising. This doesn't count the super PACs and so forth. It's just her campaign. $32 million bucks.
Yeah, and going nowhere.
Donald Trump spent $5 million. Mark, is that a sign of incredible success for his campaign, that it's as even as it is, or is it short-sighted?
It's a sign that he's not boring. I mean, let's face it, even in the debate the other night where he created some of his own problems, by traditional standards, we've all talked about how Hillary Clinton was so good and so rehearsed and all of that. But again, if you get a couple of channels, she's on one, he's on the other, what are you going to watch? You're going to watch Trump. Now, he's also his own worst enemy. But she spent all that money in the last couple of months and is running dead even, or in the case of the LA Times poll just this morning, he's up about 5 points. That's not where you're supposed to be. I don't know that tells the experts in the campaigns, hey, let's throw more money at it, because it's sure not working on her side. What matters is what catches, like Eric said, what catches the attention of the public. And in a cycle of news that is just like that, it's all, what are you doing for me right now?
Is he perhaps sitting on all that cash, Eric, waiting to, make a huge ad buy? There are no indications of that thus far.
Well, look, I think he is. And I think that he has a duty to, on behalf of the campaign. I mean, we've got all this cash sitting there. You should be spending it in order to win for Republicans. And there's no question. It's interesting also, he's great at getting attention. There's no question. And Hillary has been running a lot of ads, and some say it doesn't work at all. What I think it's done is to keep him sort of in place. In other words, she's tried to keep the female vote negative where it's been, so that if he's trying to improve upon it, he really can't. It's difficult for him to do it. So that's been her strategy. And clearly, I think that piece seems to be working. The ads that she does are quite compelling. I mean, they hit you with respect to family. They hit you with respect to what could happen to your kids. And so I think it does reach a certain demographic within the suburban female vote. And he's got to work on this. Certainly the Machado stuff, it's not helping him.
Well, he raised $13 million in the 24 hours or so after the debate. We'll see if he spends some of that cash on
Well, Hillary's
advertising.
campaign is still going to go to the old canards: race, women, inequality, income inequality. Those cards being played more. We're seeing it even playing out here with recent events just here in the area with the police shooting. So you watch some of that come into the place too. So all these nice ad formulas, I don't think this is the year to make them work.
Mark Larson and Eric Schiffer, thank you both.